In a recent interview done by the King to Mathieu Cote, a very interesting question was asked. Did BHVR ever lose a potential license collaboration in the past? As to which Mathieu answered with yes, there were signed deals which they never released the content of. I find this topic fascinating. To think that a deal was signed and in the end nothing came out of it is really interesting for me, and one of the things I love the most is speculating about this stuff. Later on, another content creator, Schmuckles, made a tweet post talking about this section of the interview, in which he put 4 potential options that he theorized: a For Honor collab that was cancelled into the night, Stranger Things Part 2, Predator turned into school merchant, and none of the above. And interestingly enough, Mathieu Cote answered with number 4, which not only surprised me because I fully expected it to be either 1 or 2, but also because that means it's a license that has never been previously theorized in the community. And I have my theories, as well as the reasons why I think those were the potential licenses that we have lost. I will leave both the King's interview because it's really interesting and I fully recommend watching it, as it's the closest thing we have to old school dev theories, as well as the Twitter post of Schmuckles, a content creator that knows way more than me about licenses overall, in the description down below if you are interested. So first of all, let's talk about the 3 licenses that Mathieu confirmed, starting with For Honor. This might sound like a very weird license, especially if you are newer to DBD or you were out of the loop back in the days, but basically, For Honor made a collab with BHVR in the past where DBD got a charm, and For Honor got an entire new game mode with the Trapper as an enemy, and skins for the characters based around Dead by Daylight. Later on, DBD Leaks, the main source of leaks in DBD, which leaked the Dredge, Wesker, and a Knight character, stated that For Honor would have been the next license in December of 2022, but in the end, we got Vittorio and Tarjos. I don't know why DBD Leaks said that the next DLC would have been a For Honor collaboration, but after the big amount of accurate things they have leaked, I thought that something had to be behind that claim, so seeing Makode confirm it was crazy. The next license is Stranger Things Part 2, and this one is even weirder. So as you may know, Netflix pulled the license from Dead by Daylight, which means we most likely will never get any new content of Stranger Things ever. But the weird thing is that a leak happened that showcased a new Hawkins map that was prototyped in a developer build for Dead by Daylight. This map, as far as I am aware, was leaked by the same person that leaked both Wesker and Dredge, so it cannot be fake. Stranger Things Part 2 would have been the only license that I would fully believe got pulled from DBD, but again, Makode confirmed it. And by the way, if you want me to make a video talking about Stranger Things leaks and what happened to them, make sure to like this video and I will explain everything, as to this day, I still see people spreading misinformation. The final option is the Predator turned into school merchant, and as we already know, this is not true. I always found this theory to be complete trash, never believed on it and even made a video about it. In fact, we have Grid Xenomorph in the game, which is an Alien vs Predator licensed skin, so most likely we will see Predator in the game at some point, maybe even in November. So if it's not any of these 3, which had some evidence behind them, then which license could it be? And I think before we answer this, it's important to know one thing. Most people will think that a license is a chapter, with maybe a killer, a survivor, or a map, but this is not the case. We have had licensed skins in the game, like the Crypt TV skins, the Attack on Titan collab, and the future Slipknot and Iron Maiden skins, so the content we lost might have been cosmetics instead of an entire chapter. And another very important fact is that, technically speaking, a license deal doesn't have to refer to content inside the game digitally, and if this was the case, then I have one license deal that failed, Funko Pops. BHVR announced some anniversaries ago that Funko Pops were coming, showcasing ones for the Doctor, the Huntress, the Wraith and Claudette. This license deal in the end failed, and instead it was replaced with U2's figurines. BHVR would not announce a partnership with Funko if they didn't sign the deal, so by all means, this is a licensed content opportunity that simply failed. But you are probably thinking that this is a very unsatisfactory answer. After all, who cares about merchandising? We want DLC in the game, right? And I have another theory for that. So let's talk about licenses that maybe Matthew Cote was talking about. The first theory I have is Jason Voorhees, the classic killer that everyone wants, including the devs. However, in the latest interview with the King, Matthew has confirmed that this killer would not be released for a long time due to it being a licensing nightmare, as the license constantly changes ownership and is filled with legal troubles. However, this is not the only license that has had legal troubles in the past, as the Hellraiser DLC has the same problem, as by the time it was released in Dead by Daylight, the license ownership changed. This means that potentially we will never get any new cosmetics for Cenobite ever, and this is my point. We know that BHVR would love to have Jason in DBD by any means, but sadly they are not able to. What if they were able to get the license during one period, but it simply fell through due to legal problems that the license has? So it is possible that a prototype of Jason has been made in Dead by Daylight at some point, but we will never see it in the game as long as the original license doesn't stop having problems. Another very interesting theory I have is that BHVR potentially lost the Terminator license. Now you might think that it makes no sense, as Terminator has never been leaked in Dead by Daylight, and also it is not considered a horror movie by many, as instead it's action like RoboCop. But did you know that BHVR actually got the Terminator license in the past? It was not used in DBD. Instead, you could play as the T-800 robot in the now delisted game Death Garden, an asymmetrical game where killers could use guns and survivors had way more movement. My theory is that since this license didn't do much and most likely they lost money with it, the license holders decided not to continue their partnership with BHVR during those times. Now again, this is purely speculation and nothing has been confirmed ever, nor I have any evidence for what I'm talking about, but it's something that honestly I could believe for sure. As I stated before, BHVR could have made cosmetics that never saw the light. In fact, recently, a cosmetic for Nicolas Cage, parts of the Cats and Dogs collection, was leaked that ended up not coming into Dead by Daylight, so by all means, this could have been one example of a licensing deal that didn't go through. Another example could have been the Crypt TV skins, as we got Mordeo, Deluxi, and the Birch Monster skins, but Crypt TV has many other cosmetic options for characters in the game like the Legion, so it is very possible that a second wave of these cosmetics were planned at some point, but they decided not to release them to the public. And who said that the content that fell through was about Dead by Daylight and not in another game? My final theory for a license that didn't end up working is Fortnite. Now you might laugh, but in the past, Dead by Daylight appeared various times in old surveys where Epic Games asked about the interest that certain characters have, and in those surveys, various characters of Dead by Daylight like Dwight, Legion, Felix, David, and Huntress appeared. Fortnite has made a collaboration with a lot of franchises, Halloween being the last one they will add, and Epic Games has talked with BHVR for sure because the game was offered for free in the past. I fully believe that at some point, talks about a potential charm or cosmetic for DBD or even an event was potentially planned, and Dead by Daylight characters would have appeared in Fortnite as skins. Even with no news regarding about this, if Goku is able to be in Fortnite, so is the Trapper. And these are my theories. But I am really curious to know which license do you think BHVR lost in the past. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.